Hello friends, good to see you all on another video. Today we are going to discuss about section 34, credit notes and debit notes. Predominantly we will look the areas of credit note because it is always troublesome. Why we need to prepare a credit note? There is a possibility of charging excess taxable turnover, or there is a possibility of charging an excess tax instead of the difference in rate of tax kind of a thing. There is a kind of goods return as it's not required or it's not the correct item kind of thing. Then there is a deficiency or a quality issue. These are the major issues for which a credit note is issued. Primarily, there is a time limit for credit note, that is next year November, but November 30th cannot be accommodated in the November return. So obviously we have to choose October return as a final return for passing credit note for the previous years. What are the things we need to take care in the credit note? Rule 53(1)(a) of CGST Rules 2017 speaks about it. Name and address, nature of document, then the consecutive serial number, date of issue, then to whom we are issuing, whether it is a registered person or unregistered person, all those particulars are required to be furnished. Especially, we have to mention the invoice number against which the credit note is passed. We cannot pass a credit note before passing an invoice. So that need to be mentioned perfectly. More important is the value and the tax rate, and finally the signature, either digitally or manually or signed. Signature is more important, then only it's a valid document. Time limit, as we have specifically mentioned, section 34 subsection 2, that before the next November, which means for the April invoice will have a lengthy time, but for the March invoice we have a shorter time limit. It is not like previous act that we have to do it within 6 months kind of thing, but please ensure that it is done properly. Section 15(3)(b) specifies about conditions for credit note. Please understand, these are the mandatory conditions for a credit note. Sometimes the credit note need to be happened even before the supply, because you receive an advance, that is over, now you have to pass a credit note, that also can happen. It can also happen after a supply. So we have to mention very clearly whether this credit note is for the before supply or after a supply. Both are possible. Primarily we look at three areas. One is section 34 subsection 1, other one is 34 subsection 2, another is 15(3)(b). All these three things factors the credit note areas. We need to be doubly careful in preparing a credit note. You cannot raise a credit note twice for the same invoice, that you please understand. Major issues on credit notes are faced by the market and industry today. For an example, travel industry taking advance, even the trip is cancelled, many cancellation charges goes. How to pass a credit note? What will be the value? All those things factors. Sometimes if the time limit is over, after that also we may have to pass a credit note. At that time we may have to use the financial credit note. Similarly, there are debit notes where you have to pay interest for the debit note, because it is supposed to be raised along with the invoice. For the difference period we have to raise. I know you have a lot of questions over this. You are most welcome to send your questions and queries or contact us. We are here to help you in this regard. Like our channel, click the bell icon, subscribe the channel, share this with all the known peoples who need this. Thank you very much. We'll meet you in the next video. Thank you.